Hey everybody, Steve here, and welcome to the AFR Question of the Week, Episode 2. Alright, so last week on the show, I asked everybody who their favorite rookie running back of all time was, and there were quite a few comments. Thank you to everybody who made last week a very successful launch of this new series. So there were 4 people that agreed with me that Earl Campbell was their favorite rookie running back campaign. But there were 5 people that said that Eric Dickerson was their all-time favorite. Of course, Eric Dickerson was a rookie with the Los Angeles Rams back in 1983. And during that year, he had 1,808 yards rushing with 18 touchdowns. And he also had over 400 yards receiving with a couple of receiving touchdowns. Eric Dickerson would go on to have some great years with the Rams and then with the Indianapolis Colts. And he was elected to the Hall of Fame back in 1999. There were a couple people that mentioned the running back from the Kansas City Chiefs, Joe Delaney. Joe Delaney unfortunately only played a season and a half, 1981, where he rushed for 1,121 yards and scored 3 touchdowns. And then his second season was cut short by the strike. And then he actually died in June of 1983 before the next season would begin, where he tried to save a couple of kids who were drowning, and he himself could not swim, and he ended up drowning himself. Of course, we'll never know what Joe Delaney might have ended up doing with his career, but it was a touching moment looking up the story about him. Now, for this week's question, it's actually from a suggestion from one of the comments on last week's show, and it's going to be, what is your favorite blown call of all time? Now, of course, this could be your favorite or your least favorite. I guess memorable would maybe be a better choice instead of favorite. As for myself, I'm going to go back to Thanksgiving of 1999 in a game between Pittsburgh and Detroit. It went to overtime, and during the coin toss, the Steelers called tails. The ref heard heads, and the coin landed on tails. Detroit won the toss and ended up winning the game. This is memorable for a lot of reasons. One, it made for certainly great television, and then it led to the rule where the call is made now before the coin is flipped instead of while it's in the air. It also led to a interesting little character that Cuba Gooding Jr. played on a movie called Rat Race, where he played a former football referee who had blown a coin toss call. If you want to find a fun little movie that has a lot of memorable actors in it, go check out Rat Race. But anyways, so that's my number 1 pick for my favorite blown call. But I do have a couple of, I guess you could say, dishonorable mentions. One of them is the 1996 ALCS Game 1, where Derek Jeter had a home run. Of course, that's the game where a young fan reached over the outfield wall to pull a ball in that, let's face it, that would have probably been caught for an out. But as it was, the referee or the umpires said that it was a home run. That tied up the game, and the Yankees went on to win it in extra innings. Another dishonorable mention goes to, what's the game I'm thinking of? Well, sure, it's not important. Anyways, that's all for now, guys. Can't wait to read about your favorite or least favorite blown calls in history. I'll highlight some of them on next week's show, and we'll feature another question of the week. Alright everybody, that's all for now. Thank you for watching. My name's Steve, and I'll see you next time after further review.